Modern drummer, I'm David Frangioni, and this is Elias Mallin from Filter. He's got a really cool kit. We filmed this one in Atlanta. Check it out.
What's up? My name's Elias Mallin. I am the drummer for Filter, currently on the Freaks on Parade tour with Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper, and Ministry. My dear friend and legendary drum technician, Steevo Morrison. How are you, buddy?
Hi, I'm good, man.
Good to see you. We're going to talk about the kit that I'm playing on this tour. First off, Steevo, I would love to know your opinion on these Pisces.
I love them, man. We were just talking about them just a few minutes ago. Having, the one series, all the signature series stuff is great. The way it blends into the sound of Filters and the way Elias is playing, it just, the cymbals get in, get out of the way. The China's almost acting like a second snare at times. I mean, it's really wonderful. And then that ride cymbal has 27 different sounds.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of that's Elias, but a lot of that's that Pisces too, that ride. It's got some that from the bell all the way to the edge. I love them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been with Pisces since 2007. Danny Carey, one of my favorite drummers of all time, one of the biggest influences on me. He's a Pisces guy. So I remember when I would like try stuff out back when I was a kid, there were times where I would try other things and the cymbals weren't as consistent as what I found with Pisces.
Yep.
I'm actually a fan, which we were talking about earlier, of sort of keeping within the same line. I mean, a lot of times in the studio with a lot of tours as well, I'll use the Modern Essentials 602s and just sort of stay within that line. With these guys, you can kind of play anything almost.
Absolutely.
I mean,
that signature series it can be in every single genre. There's no question.
Yeah. So right over here we got the Pisces, the heavy hi-hats, 14-inch, and this guy, I don't know if you can see it. This is the Full Crash 18-inch. This ride, 22. It's the Signature Series full ride. Then a 19. I usually always stick to 18 and 19 here as my main ones. And then of course this is a heavy. This is an 18-inch China. With this group, I do a lot of crash riding on this. I'm gonna hit this quick. This is loud. It cuts through everything. I would probably say that it's very rare that I would ever go to like a 17, 18 or something. Normally my go-to sizes are 14, 18, 22, and 19. And like I said, a lot of times it's the 602s, but for this band, I mean, especially with this bell, you just can't go wrong with that. These are heavy, but they're not too heavy. Like they cut through, they sound great. And they still got a lot of body and warmth to them a bit too. I mean, I don't know. I love these. I've been playing these on and off for years. Our front of house engineer, Sean, he's a legendary engineer and he loves these too. So this just seemed like the right choice to be playing with these guys.
Thank you for watching and supporting everything Modern Drummer is up to. Hit the subscribe button down below. It means so much to us because we can keep bringing you the best drummers and content all the time. And please check out our shop. We've got Legends books. We've got back issues. We've got swag. Everything the drumming community could want. And it's so exciting to have you guys be the best part of it. Once again, thank you and enjoy the rest of the video.
Next thing, I'm a Tama guy. Another one of my favorite drummers of all time, Lars. Who I think is the best drum writer of all time. He was a Tama guy, and I used to play 3-rack, then I went down to 2-rack, and then eventually now I just have 1. And this is sort of like my core setup that I use for most everything, which is just, I got a 9x12 right here, which Steevo so nicely tuned up. It's warmth, but there's like a lot of high mids with that. It cuts through. It's, Filter's music too is like, depending on the era, some of it's really heavy. You have songs like Take a Picture that are more like alternative. So once again, this is a maple kit, by the way. This is a Tama Star Classic maple. And for me, this kit to use on the road with them is the most versatile kit, I think. It really covers all the bases with all their music, you know, and something that's super important to me too is that it cuts through the heavy guitars and bass that's going on. There's a lot of songs where there's some pretty fast fills where all the notes on the toms have to be articulated very, very, very well. I find that with this maple, and there's actually one ply of babinga in this as well. That also kind of helps it give a little bit of attack too. So yeah, I mean, these are just great, great, great shells. I'm gonna hit this again for you. That's the 12, and then I got a 16-inch floor. Oh, wow. Yeah, and there's just some moon gels on these too. There's not much, I mean, there's not much dampening, there's not much tape on this. It's just, you know.
We're using Sky gels.
Sky gels.
Dampening pads.
Yeah, thank you, Steevo. Yes, yeah. And I don't know, I mean, I think when I first started and I was, you know, playing, I was using 3 racks. I would go 10, 12, 13. And then when I was a young kid, I was like, oh man, it takes a long time to set up. So I started to lose some drums. And now this is always my core right here. There's times where I've added like a 10-inch and an 18-inch, or put an 18-inch on my left side. But really, this is like my main go-to for everything is 12, 16, and then the 22-inch kick, which I'm gonna hit for you right now. This guy sounds so good. Wow. So this guy has a lot of attack on it too. So out front, something super important with this band is you want to hear that kick and snare like a punch in your face. These are the sticks that I play with like probably 98% of the time in any gig that I'm doing, including in the studio. These are Vic Firth 2Bs with a wood tip. I mean, there's all kinds of gigs that I'll do, from Americana country to metal to, I mean, I've been in sessions with like Greg Fillinganes and Nathan East, and I'm using Vic Firth 2Bs. What are your thoughts on these, Steevo?
I love them. Like you're saying, the acorn tip gets a great sound on all the cymbals, and that shoulder's just nice and thick, and it lasts a minute.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
I mean, that's the best part. I mean, you want your sticks to last through a song at least.
At least,
you know what
right?
I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
definitely get the job done.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of times there are people too that are like, man, I can't. That's crazy that you're chopping out with 2Bs, you know. And just by always playing with these, I just feel like it made me a stronger player.
Oh, there's
overall.
no doubt because of the weight.
Yeah,
Sure.
I used to play SD10 swingers, and a bandmate of mine named Andy. In a band that we were in, he was always hit harder, and finally I was like, man, I just need to get a heavier stick. And also that's great is 2Bs, you can find them anywhere.
True.
Next thing is I want to just talk about the hardware, which is all Tama. Something that I love about the hardware is that it is bulletproof and it's not too big and clunky. There's some other companies that make things that I'm not going to mention names, but you know, trying to move the stands around, I mean, try to get them into place. I mean, it's built like a tank, but you know, it's just clunky. I can't really get it into all like the nooks that I want to. The Tama hardware is perfect for what I need, and it lasts for forever. It doesn't ever break or anything. I've never had a problem, and all this stuff has been on the road for years and years and years. So the snare drum that I'm using for this tour is something that one of my best friends, Dave Elich, was kind enough to find for me. It's a very early 2000s. I'm not really, it's like 2000, maybe 2001.
Sounds right, yep.
5.5 by 14 hand-hammered aluminum snare that Tama made. This kind of goes back to the era of like, I don't know, like the White Pony album kind of vibe.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. What do you think about, I mean, so this is a very rare drum.
It is. The hand-hammered aluminum is something you don't see often, and you know, having die-cast top and bottom, the tuning range on this thing is just magnificent. Like when we were messing with it today, when we went, I went a little too high and went White Pony, Deftones, Abe Cunningham sound, and it was just so cracking and cunning. But then we dropped it down to a nice low, deep rock crack for your sound for filter, and it ran that whole gamut of the tuning range, which I was just baffled by it.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, probably since I've been taking this thing out on tour, everybody, at least 1 to 2 people just backstage are always like, man, what snare is that? That thing sounds like, I don't know.
It's a gunshot.
Oh yeah, it's a gunshot, and for only being five and a half deep, I mean, this thing is like a cannon.
Yeah, it's really something.
So yeah, and it's, once again, I mean, it feels great to play, and man, I don't know. Here, let's just hit this.
Yeah, buddy.
Just so you guys can hear this. Man, it's perfect. And out front, our front of house engineer, Sean, I mean, this thing just sings.
Yeah,
you just
it's
can't,
magnificent.
Yeah. But one of the last things I do want to talk about quick is my double bass pedal, the Tama Iron Cobra series. The tension on this, something that I was experimenting with as I was trying to get faster at double bass. I was always hitting speeds about 180, 185, 6/16 notes, but as I wanted to push that more, I was messing with the tension of this. The tension of my left pedal is a lot tighter than my right. And I was noticing as I was slowly learning that ankle technique and stuff like that, and these pedals are just perfect for it. I cannot find a better pedal for this kind of double bass playing than this one. It's perfect for it.
Yeah.
It just glides, it's so smooth.
And it keeps all of your 16s so super smooth in this set too.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, which if anyone has seen any of these shows, you know, has been out on this tour, you can hear it out front.
There's some good rips. He's got some good rips.
Yeah, so right on. Yeah, but right on, guys. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be out here with such amazing drummers like Ginger, Glenn, and Pepe. Thank you so much to Steve. Thanks, you, Modern Drummer. You guys are awesome, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.